I'm going to show y'all a little trick of how to handle something and a zoom in here. This is a ring that's got an opal in it, and the problem is the shank. You can't really see it. It's like a little hairline fracture, but it's got a break right here. But if I heat that and solder that, it will destroy this stone. So I have to do something to protect that stone in order to solder the bottom of this ring. So I'll show you how we do it.
Okay.
All right, the first thing I'm going to do is just run a saw blade through this to kind of clean that break up. Just like that. And now you can see, but they don't match up. All right, so I've got a special pair of pliers. Let me turn them around. It's awkward for me, but you can see better that when I bend, this pair of pliers actually bends things in a curve. All right, and I don't like it. All right, there's a lot of pressure on that joint. It's wanting to push together real hard, and I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do, there, I bent the ring slightly to where I've taken that inward pressure off. So now I can very carefully bend this, get these two ends lined up like that right there, and now there's zero pressure on that. Compound is something I call magic baby poo. Why do I call it that? Because, well, what does it look like? What does it smell like? It smells like nothing. So anyhow, it's just my dumb little term for it. And what this is, we've done a video on how we make this, and we'll put a link to that down in the description of the video so you can go and see how to make it yourself. But what it is, it's what's called a heat sink, and it basically robs the heat or protects a stone from getting any heat on it. So as you'll see, I'm gonna bury that opal into that compound. I'm gonna flux that joint. Then I'm gonna come in here, grab my solder, and you wanna work fast. So before I do this, let me explain what I'm gonna do, because it's gonna happen fast. I'm gonna heat this hotter than normal. Then, as soon as it's hot, I'm gonna push it over and I'm gonna quench it immediately. And that goes against everything you've ever been taught as a jeweler, because you never wanna quench a stone while it's hot because it'll shatter. But the point is, I'm creating thermal energy up here. I'm creating heat, and I need to stop that thermal energy from migrating up and down before it can get down to that stone. So it kind of goes against the grain. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to solder it just like that, quench it. Then I can just reach in here and look at that, stone's room temperature still. We got a good solder, so now we'll just clean it and polish it as normal and show you what it looks like in the end.